Hello, namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I've got a very exciting workshop slash class slash story slash whatever you want to call it, the story and the practice of Gayatri Mantra for you today. And I'm choosing to begin with this story because Gayatri Mantra is the second most important mantra, second only to Om. And it came to us through the Vedas, and I'm going to tell you the story of how it all came into this existence, this form for us. And the story begins with King Visvamitra. So King Visvamitra was a great king. Everybody loved him. He was great to his people. He was pretty humble. He was pretty balanced. Sometimes you have to make hard calls. He did that. Sometimes you have to make great parties. He did that. He was a well-loved king. And during his rulership, he had to go out and check on his kingdom every so often. So one of the times that he was going out to check on his kingdom, which took about a year to do because he had a large kingdom, he was just about done at the end of the year, and the last place that he had to go was to the hermitage of his guru, who was Sage Vashista. And if you went on the India retreat with myself and a few others in 2018, then you remember we actually went to the Vashista Gufa temple, which is one of the caves and temples that Sage Vashista had blessed himself there and actually meditated himself. So a little side note on Vashista. Anyhow, Visvamitra and all of his men were going, and they were very much looking forward to returning home. The hermitage is very close to the palace, but they get there and they immediately feel very welcomed by Sage Vashista and all of the men. And Sage Vashista says, "You must be so tired and so hungry. Please stay for a great meal." Now, King Visvamitra is thinking, what does this sage have to offer us? He has nothing. And so in his head, he's like, well, I can't say no to my guru, but what's another bad meal? We've had bad meals for the last 364 days. What's one more? So he says yes to his guru. And Vashista is delighted, and he calls for a beautiful cow out in the field to come forward. And this is not any ordinary cow. This is Nandini, and if you want, you can look her up. A celestial goddess cow. And when you see her, when Visvamitra saw her, he knew there was something special about her. So Nandini comes forward, and Sage Vashista says to her with his staff. So a lot of these holy men, sadhus, have staff. So just a wooden staff that you can use to walk with, like a cane, or you strike on the ground. There is some meaning to that, but that's another story. And he calls Nandini to come forward. And he says, "Nandini, I need you to prepare a feast for King Visvamitra and all of his men, about 1,000 soldiers." And Nandini smiles, and she just starts to shake a little bit. And all of a sudden, from her belly appear all of these beautiful plates of food, like rice with ghee and saffron, and fruits and vegetables and breads and anything that you could want. Definitely the best meal that these guys have had in their year out of traveling or touring the kingdom. So they sit down and they eat everything, but more food appears. So it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. They eat everything into a slumber, so they actually fall asleep. But it's time to go home. So Visvamitra says to his guru, okay, it's time for us to go now. But this is such a magical cow. What a shame that she's out here hidden in the forest, not helping anybody. A king like me could really do a lot of good for my people with a cow like that. And right there, Visvamitra starts to grow a little bit of envy and desire for this cow and all of the things that he could do with this cow. Not necessarily for his people, but for his name. Who would he be if he had this cow? Vashista says, "I'm sorry, son, but I cannot give you this cow. She is not mine to give." Well, Visvamitra is a king, so he's a very good bargainer. He starts saying, I'll give you 10 buffalo and 10 cows and 10 servants. And remember, this is a holy man. He doesn't want anything. So he says, I'm sorry, son, the cow is not yours. She is not mine to give. And Visvamitra goes like 3 more times, basically offering up all of the riches that anybody could ever want, who is not an awakened being. And Vasishtha says, no, I cannot give her to you. She is not yours. And this enrages Visvamitra because he's also not used to being told no. So Visvamitra turns to his men and says, go get that cow. We're not leaving without her. And Nandini looks at Vasishtha, afraid, saying, Vasishtha, please save me. And Vasishtha says, I cannot save you, Nandini, but you have permission to save yourself. Remember who you are. And all of a sudden, from every hair of her coat, a soldier with a weapon appears, and they decimate Vishwamitra's army. They decimate everything except for Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra looks at Vasishtha, very angry, humiliated, all of those things, and vows to get revenge. Remember, this was previously his guru, but this is how the story goes. So Visvamitra goes off to the Himalayas, where all of the yogis go to earn great boons or practice austerities. And he goes to Mount Kailash, which is the abode of Shiva. And he does penance and tapas for thousands of years, waiting for Shiva to come down and to grant him some great boon. After many, many years of penance, Shiva eventually reveals himself in form and says to Visvamitra, thank you, I'm honored by your penance, that you have devoted yourself to me. What boon can I offer to you? And Visvamitra is so happy. And he asks for all of the power, from all of the elements and from all of the weapons, everything, so that he cannot be defeated. And Shiva says, as you wish. And a little bit of tingly energy through Vishwamitra's body, and he tests it out, and he can shoot some fire from his hand, pulls it back in. He's good. He's so happy. So he goes off, and he starts to make his way back to Vasishtha's ashram. It takes a little while, and as he's walking there, he's just letting his ego and his idea of what's going to happen get bigger and bigger. So he finally gets there, and there is Sage Vasishtha with his wooden staff, standing, looking at him, and the men that were there to study with and practice with Sage Vasishtha seem a little bit scared. And Vasishtha says to them, do not worry, remember what you practice for. So Visvamitra comes forward about as far, about a few feet away from Vasishtha, maybe like 15 feet or so. And Visvamitra says, I've come to get my revenge. And now you cannot stop me. I have the power of all of the elements within me. And he starts to gather up all of the fire, right? Fire, element of fire, in his hands, and he directs it at Vasishtha and all of his disciples. And all Vasishtha does is pick up his little staff, and the staff absorbs all of the fire, just with one hand. Enraged, Visvamitra goes to his next weapon of choice, which is water, right? He tries to get all of the oceans and all of the rivers and the force of raging waters and directs it at Vasishtha and his disciples. And again, Vasishtha just holds out his staff and it all gets absorbed into the staff. And then he uses the wind, same thing. And then he uses the earth-shaking, ground-opening earthquake, the earth element. And this one, Vasishtha needs to use 2 hands for, but it does all get absorbed into the staff. Vishwamitra at this point is feeling defeated again, humiliated, but he also learns to surrender. So none of his weapons worked against humble Vasishtha and his measly little staff, just a piece of wood. And Vishwamitra swears in this moment to himself and to Vasishtha and all of his disciples that he too will become a Brahmin. A Brahmin is the holy caste, someone who becomes one with God. So Vishwamitra leaves again and goes back into the Himalayas, like all of the great men who want to achieve self-realization did at that time, or in these stories. And he goes into deep penance, practicing all of the austerities, standing on one leg, standing on his head, cold weather, hot weather, no breathing, no eating, all of these very strong practices of tapas, discipline. And he does this for a very long time. But there's one problem. Visvamitra has not released all of his attachments. Remember why he went there in the first place. He wants to become a Brahmin. He's attached to this idea, to this goal of becoming an awakened being as well. And sometimes for us in our own practices, this spiritual desire can be the golden chain that holds us back. We try to push ourselves further ahead than we actually can be, and that sets us back further than we actually should be. So this is a prime example of a desire to become awakened being the very thing that holds one back from becoming awakened. Eventually, after thousands of years of penance and no result, Visvamitra realizes that this is happening. So he says, it's been right in front of me the whole time. I have this desire to become a Brahmin, and therefore I cannot become a Brahmin. It doesn't matter to me. All I want is to be one with God. And in that moment, when he had truly dropped the desire, he becomes awakened. He is no longer King Visvamitra, now he is Sage Visvamitra, a very important sage in Hindu mythology. Yeah, he sits there in meditation for quite a bit longer, and when he finally feels ready to come out of meditation, he makes his way back to Vashista, and Vashista has a big smile on his face because, of course, Vashista knew that all of this was going to happen, because there's no such thing as time and space, and you can see into the future, you can go into the past, because it's all the same. So Vashista knew that this was going to happen to Visvamitra, that he would become an awakened being, that he needed to use his very own anger in order to transform his desires to nothingness, and to become purified and to ultimately become one with God, to become a sage himself. So from that very first time that Visvamitra saw Nandini and saw his desire and started to really act from the desire, he started to understand himself, svadhyaya, and also started to overcome it through the practice of tapas. So Vashista is very happy, Visvamitra is very happy, all is well and good. Well, remember, it's been a long time since Visvamitra has been to his kingdom. He's not returning as a king. No one really remembers who he is at this point. All the people are different. And he sees that people are really distant from God. They're very distant from spirituality. This is coming out of the Satya Yuga and into the Tetra Yuga, where people start to have desires and selfishness and start to act unkindly towards others. And this makes Visvamitra very sad. And he decides that he's going to find a way for people to bring themselves closer to God. And he decides that this is going to be through mantra, because he wanted it to be something that people could simply just say, and even if you didn't exactly know what it meant, it would bring you closer in union with God. It would bring you closer in union with the truest form of the self, of Atman. And he sits in meditation for a very long time. The sacred mantra starts to make its way into the state of meditation, and he hears it bit by bit. And this takes a very long time until eventually the sacred 24-syllable mantra is created. And this is the Gayatri Mantra. So Visvamitra went into this deep state of meditation to find something as a gift for humanity that we could use in dark times to remember, to move closer to our truest self and to each other. And this is the Gayatri Mantra. So if you would like, please join me for 3 rounds of Gayatri Mantra. You can follow along with your eyes open, the words on the bottom of the screen, or if you know it, close your eyes and chant it with me here. And take a deep breath in, out. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tat Saveto Varenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayat Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavetor Varenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayat Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavetor Varenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayat. And then you can open your eyes. And if you're going to continue on with me into the asana practice, the class is themed off of Vashista and Visvamitra. Do you know what postures are named after those two? Vashistasana, side plank, and Visvamitrasana, compass pose. Now, this is a shoulder intensive class, so if you have shoulder injuries, maybe you pick another one or you modify. I'll give you progressions to work into them. I hope you enjoy your practice. And close your eyes, rest your hands onto your knees. Your palms can be down or up. We'll move into a 21 breath meditation. So we'll inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, silently counting 1, and keep going all the way to 21. If you lose count or get distracted, just start over again. And then bring your hands into your heart. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Open your eyes. And I would just like to make a reminder here that these types of situations, this thing that we're going through right now, this is what we practice for. Practice is easy. It's easy to meditate and show up on your mat when things are easy. It's easy to be calm and happy. It's hard when things are like this. And so this is also it will tell you how you're doing in your practice. Now, if you're able to find calm throughout your day still, which I hope that you all can do, then that means you're doing a pretty decent job at your practice. We want to try and increase that time that we're able to practice presence and be calm. And this is really the goal of yoga, to find that calm in the chaos, and ultimately to find awakening ourselves and we turn into like a lighthouse or a beacon, which other people become attracted towards without having to say anything at all. We live by example, and then we draw people into the practice the way that maybe we were drawn in ourselves, if there was someone that you knew that was inspiring, that drew you to your practice, and then we continue to grow. So this is how yoga works. It's not something that we really preach about, because we can only learn from inward experience. And right now, what a unique opportunity to go on retreat to practice inward experience. You know, we could, one practice that I will invite you all to do is just to notice how much time you're spending reading the news or watching Netflix or doing something that's kind of numbing. And if you could just cut that down a little bit and use that time to instead practice your meditation. And if meditation is challenging for you right now, just to sit still with no thoughts, this is a great place to use mantra. So we're going to do one quarter round of mala, and we're going to do the Hanuman mantra, which is Om Hanumate Namaha. If you know it, you can do it with me. If you don't know it, you can just listen and close your eyes. And Hanuman is considered to be the deity of devotion, but also he was the first one to really explain how to practice yoga. It's a long story. Maybe someday I'll do a workshop on Hanuman. I'm planning to do that. But essentially, he embodies devotion because the most famous line from the Ramayana is when he's talking to Lord Rama, who is an incarnation of Lord Krishna. He said, Lord Krishna asks him, or Rama asks him, who are you, a monkey or a man? And he says, Hanuman says, when I don't know who I am, I serve you. When I know who I am you. And so Hanuman goes through this whole story, but eventually he's called to this moment to wake up. And this is parallel for us as yogis, the moment where we remember who we really are, rather not who we really are, what we really are, which is just pure love, pure presence, pure awareness, all of those things. So Hanuman is the deity that can help us to remember who we are, especially in times like this. So if you'd like, you can join me for Om Hanumate Namaha. We'll do a full round, or 1/4 of a round of mala. Close your eyes. Om Hanumate Namaha. 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 And then if you'd like, please join me with the sound of vibration. We dedicate the merit of this practice to all sentient beings. Inhale. And feel that vibration, the vibration I'm sending each of you right now. And then open your eyes. If you're sitting on a cushion, go ahead and move that out of the way. And come on into child's pose. Roll your forehead from side to side. Plant your hands firmly, all 10 fingers rooted. Inhale, rise up into tabletop pose. And shift your hips from side to side. Come to neutral, send your hips to the right and look over your right shoulder. Breathe into the left sideways. And then change sides. Send your hips to the left, look over your left shoulder. And come back to center. From here, turn your hands over. So I'll face you for this one. Turn your hands over and come on to the dorsal sides of your hands with your fingers pointing towards one another. And start to shift your weight from side to side. Because we're going to do a lot of weight bearing in the wrists today. So we want to strengthen that dorsal side and stretch out to prevent injury and train our wrists, which are really not meant to be bearing all that much weight, but that we do bear quite a bit of weight on in our yoga asana practice. Take one more shift from side to side, and then flip your hands over, sit onto your shins, onto the tops of your feet. Your toes can be tucked or flat. Inhale, reach the arms out in front of you. Take your right arm over your left arm. Turn the palms down, the thumbs down, palms to one another. Interlace your fingers and then pull your hands through and forward. So you might be here. You might be able to straighten all the way. See what happens for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take one more. Inhale. Exhale. Unwind the arms. Shake it out. And then let's take the left arm over the right. Turn the thumbs down, interlace your fingers, pull the hands through and forward. Shoulders down the back, belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Release, unwind your arms. Hands forward, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And pedal out your legs. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Lift your belly up and in. Exhale, keep it in as you lower your heels down. Again, inhale, rise up, draw the belly in, push the floor away from you. Exhale, lower the heels down. And once more, inhale, lift up, draw the belly in. Exhale, heels down. Slowly walk your feet to the top of your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Grab opposite elbow and sway the torso from side to side. Rest your tongue onto the roof of your mouth and lift your shoulders away from your ears. Release your hands. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Twice more, engage through your back, body, and your belly. Exhale, fold. And one more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. With a soft bend in your knees, rise all the way up to standing. Ardha Hastasana, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Look up. Squeeze all the muscles of your legs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step into plank pose. All right, so we're gonna get warmed up now pretty quickly. You can do this from your knees if it becomes too much. Take a breath in your plank, and then as you exhale, lower down halfway and inhale up. Shift the weight into your right hand. Stagger your feet. Inhale the left arm up for a side plank variation. Great. Come back to plank. We're gonna lower again, chaturanga. Halfway down, lift up. Heels to the left. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Maybe you can look towards that right thumb. We're gonna do it 2 more times on each side. Come through center. The chaturanga is optional. Lower halfway down, lift all the way up. Heels to the right, lift the left arm up. Plank pose, chaturanga. Plank, vashisthasana, reach up. 1 more each side, lower down, lift up, reach your left arm up. Great. Last one, plank pose, maybe chaturanga, lift up, heels to the left, inhale, reach right arm high. Exhale, plank pose, drop your knees, keep your bum up in the air, lower chin and chest to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, forward, cobra pose. Lift your hands up off of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Press the tops of your feet strong into the floor. You can feel that. Lift your chest up a little bit more. And then exhale, crocodile. Rest your head on top of your piled hands and shake your butt. Big inhale through the nose and exhale through your mouth. Hands under shoulders. Reverse. Come back to plank pose. Lift up and press back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lightly step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're moving to Surya Namaskar A. Just 2 times. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back or float back. Find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, look forward. Lightly step or hop feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga, step back or hop back. Upward facing dog. Exhale, the pit of the belly pulls you back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, Utkatasana, step or hop. Chair pose. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Belly to thighs. Fold deeply. Lift your shoulders away from your ears. Send your hamstrings up. Draw your belly in. Fold a little deeper. And then inhale, flat back. Take it back, a vinyasa flow. So jump back or step back, down dog. Inhale, your right leg back behind you, bend the knee, open up your hip. So we're gonna keep that chest squaring down towards the mat. You really wanna isolate this twist in your lower body. And then square it off, draw your knee into your nose and step your right foot in between your hands. Stay in this lunged position. Start to lift up, finding more integrity in your legs. Lift up, belly away from thighs. Soft in your right toes. Reach your hands back behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. So we're high on the ball of the left foot. So if your heel is back here, see if you can shift a little more forward, like you're pushing the mat away from you. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale, release your left hand to the mat, the right arm up for a twist. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Rotate onto the outer edges of your feet. Pause there, this feels good. And then step to side plank. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, plank pose. Breathe in. Option for a chaturanga here. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Inhale the left leg back. Bend your knee and open up the hip. Drop the head. Lift your knee a little higher. Sink your right heel a little lower. And then start to square it off. Draw left knee to your chest and step your foot softly between your hands. Inhale the arms back. Start to fire up the legs. Push the ball of your right foot even stronger back behind you. Lift your belly away from the left thigh. Hands float by your sides. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rise to crescent warrior. Arms reach up. Relax shoulders away from the ears. Same thing here if your heel is pushing back. Can you come deeper into your lunge and come onto the toes? Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Take one more, going long through your torso, and then exhale the right hand down, twist to the left. Sacrum stays level. Inhale, exhale, 1. You're rotating around the spine for 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Now you can drop your right hip. Start to rotate to the long edge of the mat. Stay here. Side plank. Step your left foot back. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Plank pose. Find your way back. You can move through a chaturanga and downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale, look forward. Step or hop, chair pose. Just one breath. Inhale. Exhale, stand up. Tadasana. Inhale through your nose 1 time. Exhale through your mouth. Back to chair pose. Sit deep. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Find your way back. Remember, you can always step straight to downward facing dog or take that flow. Moving right along, reach your right leg back behind you. Draw your knee into your nose so you can soundlessly step to warrior 1. Back heel pivots. Inhale the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, clasp your hands together behind your back. Humble warriors, where we're headed next. Squeeze the hands together, look up. Exhale, keep this length in your spine as you fold to the inside of your right knee. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Rise all the way back up. Open the arms high. Exhale. Pivot onto the ball of your left foot as you drop your left hand down, coming into your twisting lunge. From here, same thing we did before. Start to rotate on the outer edges of your feet and step your right foot on top of your left for side plank. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, reach your left leg back. Draw your knee into your nose and softly step forward, Virabhadrasana, 1 pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Humble warrior. Reach the heart up like you're going to slingshot it forward. And then exhale, fold. Keep the length. Breathe in. Breathe out, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Arms reach wide. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot as you lower your right hand down for gentle twist. Breathe in. Exhale, outer edges of the feet. Step back, side plank. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, plank pose. Your way back. Down dog. Breathe for 5 breaths. You can always lower your knees if that will work better for you. On your fifth, start to consider coming back to down dog, or you can stay and just meet us when you're ready. Look forward, empty lungs, step or hop, chair pose. Reach the arms up. Exhale, stand, mountain. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Keep going. Back to chair pose. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, move through your flow, downward facing dog. Right leg, warrior 1, step forward. Moving through a little bit more quickly, clasp your hands. Humble warrior, open the chest. Exhale, come to fall inside of your right knee. Deep breath in, breath out. Inhale, rise back up. Open your arms to warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Shoulders over your hips. Inhale, exhale, 4. Inhale, exhale, 5. Inhale, reach up, reverse the warrior. Breathe in, breathe out, 3. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 1. Lengthen your right leg. Most people are gonna walk that left foot in a little bit closer for triangle pose. Shift forward and Trikonasana. Drop your right hand under your shoulder, wherever that lands. You can look up if that's okay in your neck, or look down. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. Inhale, exhale, 4. Squeeze your feet towards one another, long spine. Exhale, both hands down. Rotate onto the ball of your left foot. So from here, we're gonna practice starting to lift the right leg inside plank. If you want, you can do this in your gate pose, Pardasana, with your left knee down. So the first option will be simply hugging your shin and pulling it in. See if you can balance here. I actually think it's a little bit harder balancing on your left shin. If you are gonna keep your back knee lifted, see if you can grab onto your shin, come onto the outer edge of your left foot, and hug your right knee into your chest. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3. Come back where you came from. Your back knee is lifted, lower it down, and come to lizard pose. Both forearms to the inside of your right foot. Watch your back here, watch your neck. If binding is a part of your practice, bend your left knee. Reach around with your right hand, see if you can grab onto your foot. Release it if you're in a bind. Plant your hands. Tuck the left toes and step back, down dog. Pedal at your legs. Inhale, reach your left leg back. Step forward, warrior 1. Inhale up. Exhale, clasp your hands. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back up. Open the arms and open your hips, warrior 2. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Last one. Inhale. Exhale 5. Well, sort of, because we're going to reverse it. That's a little harder. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. You can do this. Inhale. Exhale 3. Lengthen your left leg. If you need to, bring your right foot in a little closer. Trikonasana. Send your left hand forward, your right hip back. From here, left hand lands under your shoulder. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Try to slow your breathing down to the counting. That's on purpose to calm us down. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Follow your right hand to the floor. Pivot onto the ball of your right foot. And here's where we're going to take that next level side plank or gate pose. Plant your right hand. Hug your left shin into your body. Come on into it. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale. Step it back through center. Option for a chaturanga. Downward facing dog. And step your left foot outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee down. Lizard pose. I threw in an extra push-up there. You're welcome. Inhale. Exhale. Notice if your breath got ahead of you, and take this opportunity to come back to it. The breath, yeah, you know, it's fun. I love a strong practice, clearly. But I've got to tell you, now I learned how to do every posture, and I say this often, none of them made me a better, nicer person. But learning to breathe has. So come back to a calm breath. And when you have a calm breath, calm breathing, you have a clear mind. Clear mind is where we find compassion. If you took the bind on the other side, go for it. And then release. Plant your hands, untuck, lift, step back, downward facing dog. And then from here, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee down, and we'll come into a modified side angle. Actually, I'll do this the other way so that you can see what I'm doing here. And this is how I usually practice at home. I take a lot of time to warm up when I'm coming into these stronger postures that require a really significant amount of flexibility. So we're going to come into a modified side angle. Now, what you can't really see here is that I'm forcefully pushing my tricep and my knee into one another. And that's helping to open up right here in my groin area. So this is step one, and you can stay here for a long time. The next thing that you might do is take your hand behind your foot and see if you can start to get your shoulder underneath your knee a little bit. If that's happening for you, the natural inclination is going to be to want to lift your right foot up. And if that's happening for you, go ahead and squeeze your leg as tightly as you can around your arm. If that's happening okay for you, you might feel inclined to grab your foot. And if that's happening, you might feel inclined to start kicking your foot forward. So these are all different progressions. That's one. The other, that's a little bit easier, is going to be like this, similar to what we were doing, holding the shin into the chest and side plank, except now it's the underside leg. Your hand's still going to come to the outside of your foot, but so is your shoulder, just like an Ashtanga side angle. So plant your hand, see if you can walk your right foot towards the edge of your mat and pick your foot up. So this is step one, pulling your heel into your groin and knee up into your shoulder. Step two, you might kick your leg forward, and you're going to feel like this doesn't require quite as much strength. You start to sag, lift it up again, push the floor with your right hand. From there, if your hamstring's feeling nice and open, begin to kick your foot towards the top of your mat. Inhale, exhale one, inhale, exhale two, one more, and then bring that knee back to center, tabletop. Maybe shake out your right wrist. Do this a lot. So this is the prep to come into the full thing, and you can stay in any of those places. But let's do it on the left side. So from your tabletop pose, step your left foot outside of your left hand. Swing your right shin back behind you. So you're probably going to do the same thing with your shoulder that you did on the other side. Either arm to the inside, which doesn't require as much shoulder flexibility, or outside, not as much shoulder flexibility, or inside, which does require more shoulder flexibility. From here, take your variation. Hugging the shin in and holding, kicking forward, or kicking to the top of your mat. We'll hold for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Last one. Push the floor away with that left hand. And release. Come into your tabletop pose. And then walk your hands forward for Anahatasana, puppy pose, and reach your palms up. Press down into your forearms, turning your palms flat. Lift into dolphin pose. Tuck your toes, send your hips high. Walk your feet in. Breathe in. Breathe out. One or both forearms at a time, press to downward facing dog. Reach your right leg back behind you and step into your warrior 2. I'm going to turn around so that you can see what I'm doing here. Step your right foot into warrior 2. Inhale, reach up, reverse. side angle, Parsvakonasana. So here is the same exact shape that we did with the back knee down, and now the back knee is lifted. So you're gonna choose either to drop that knee down again, and your eyes are gonna keep your hand to the inside of your foot or to the outside of your foot. This is easier, remember. Plant your right hand firmly, and then start to walk your foot towards the left edge of your mat. From there, you're gonna take your left hand and see if you can suck your shin up into your belly. That's option one. If you're going to the inside of the arm, you're gonna squeeze your leg around your arm. Now, whether your shin is to the inside of your arm or the outside, you can begin to grab your foot and kick the leg forward. Push stronger through right hand. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, release. Walk your hands to the long edge of your mat and your arms through your legs for Prasarita Uttanasana. And take your hand under your shoulders. Inhale, lift all the way up to standing. Hands to your hips. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Sit down. And just bounce here. Inhale. Exhale. Take a little rock from side to side. Stand back up. Turn to face the right foot. Pyramid posture. Step your left foot in as close as you need to so that your heel makes contact with the floor. Draw belly in. Send right hip back, left hip forward, fold. Any arm variation that you'd like. And plant your hands. Take your right foot back just about a third of the way and float your left leg for standing splits. And then walk your hands back behind your right heel as you guide your chest a little closer towards that right shin. And then bend your left knee, super strong. Can you come up to standing, left knee to chest? Breathe in, breathe out. From here, take eagle legs, just eagle legs. Left leg over the right, maybe you double bind. And clasp your hands together behind your back. Reach your chest forward, forward, forward. And see if you can tuck your chin over your knees. Reach your hands up as much as you can. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, rise up. Keep that left leg lifted. And then step it down, Tadasana. Close your eyes. Rest. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, clasp your hands together behind your back with your non-writing thumb on top. Bend your knees a little bit and reach your hands forward. Take a look over your right shoulder. And then the left shoulder. And back to center, release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Down dog. Let's try that all on the left side. Left foot forward, warrior two. Side angle pose. So here we go, building into Visvamitrasana, named after the great sage Visvamitra. Start to build your posture, choosing hand to the inside or the outside of the foot. Remember, you can drop this knee down. From there, pull the shin up into your body, either hugging to the outside of your arm or pulling it up into your belly. From here, begin to kick through your left heel as strong as you can. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Release and walk it to the long edge of the mat. Come into your Prasarita-Uttanasana. Grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Splay the elbows and try to look at your butt. Lift your shoulders away from your ears. If this is easy, walk your feet closer together. Again, try to see your butt. And then release. Hands under shoulders. From the ground up. Integrate and rise. Turn your toes out. Your heels in. And sit into your goddess. And take a little rock from side to side. Rise up, turn to frame your left foot. Step the right foot in close enough, pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. Hinge forward, any arms that you like. Now walk your hands in front of your left foot so you can shift into standing splits. Once you get your right leg lifted, you can bring your hands back again. We're doing a lot of stretching hamstrings now. We're strengthening and stretching at the same time. So we're building strong and long muscles. And take your hands in front of you again. Stand up. Take your right leg with you. Hug it into your belly. Eagle legs. Just the legs. Right leg over the left. Maybe double bind. Interlace your hands together behind your back. Bring the palms towards one another. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, fold forward and tuck your chin over your knee. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, rise up. Pull your right knee up. Exhale, mountain pose. Shake out your left leg. Freedom. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll take a simple tree pose. So take your right foot somewhere along your left leg. Maybe you can try to come into this without using the assistance of your hands, as long as your foot is above or below your knee. And then you can add in any arms that you'd like. Step the right foot down, change sides. Step the left foot down, mountain pose. Close your eyes. Open your eyes, lift your hands in line with your shoulders, retract them back and lift up onto the balls of your feet. Press your inner ankles towards one another and slowly start to lower down until you come all the way to seated on your heels. But especially those last 5 inches, whoop, I just did it. Try not to speed through them. Slow it down. Great. Bring your hands together and into your heart. Breathe in. Widen your knees, heels together. Garland pose. Reach the arms forward. Rest your forehead, your forearms. And then come back up. Knees together. And very carefully lower your knees down. Keep your toes tucked. We're gonna move into camel pose. So if you have a block at home, you can use that, or you can come into half camel if this is a challenging posture for you. If you're gonna do half camel, step the right foot forward to start. Inhale, rise up onto your shins. You can come onto the tops of the feet if that works for you. Bring your hands onto your lower back and use that as a reminder to lift up. And keep your pelvis over your knees as you find a back bend in the upper back and the thoracic spine. I'm just going to stay right here. You can go further if you want. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Come up onto your shins and sit into Virasana. So if you're not able to sit flush onto your bottom, sit onto a cushion or a pillow. If you're able to sit all the way down, keeping your knees together, no space. Maybe you take your hands back behind you and start to bend your elbows, finding a little stretch across the front of the chest. Some of you, I know, you can go all the way down, and that's perfectly fine, as long as you're not feeling any pinching anywhere in your knees or in your lower back or your neck. Start to make your way out of this. Come back to seated. Shift onto hands and knees. Tap out your feet a couple of times. And cross your ankles. Swing your butt back. and your legs out in front of you. Move into reverse tabletop pose. Plant your hands. If you want reverse plank pose, keep your legs extended. Try to touch your toes to the floor. I'll show you both versions. We'll inhale, either lift up into reverse tabletop. Head can go back, but try to keep the muscles in the back of your neck strong. Or you do one leg like this, one knee bent. Or you can reach both legs forward, toes towards the ground. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, lower your butt. Wonderful. From here, we're gonna lower down into fish pose. Plant your forearms. You can take a pillow again underneath your low back. I'm gonna keep my neck neutral. If it's okay and you wanna drop your head back, go ahead. If you know a different expression, go for it. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, lower all the way onto your back. Bend your knees and we'll set up for Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. And in this one, I'll invite you to grab onto your ankles. If you can grab your ankles, you can. Otherwise, your hands can be flat or you can interlace them behind your back. We'll take a deep breath in, out, and then next inhale, lift your hips, slide your shoulders underneath you, inhale, exhale. So you're really like on your triceps here. You're trying to get those arms underneath you, lift up your chest, like you're trying to touch your chest to your chin. And softly lower down. Slide the arms out from underneath you. Just rest here in neutral and take a little side to side with the knees. And we're going to come into another bridge or a wheel pose. Your choice, 7 breaths. I'm going to take wheel, and you can take whatever you want. And I'm not counting, so you take 7 breaths at your own pace. After your 7th exhale, come down into Supta Baddha Konasana. On your back, feet together, knees wide. Rest the arms. Release the breath control for a moment. All right, so you're at home. I'm guessing you've got a wall somewhere. I'm going to invite you into an inversion of your choice for 10 breaths. So you can take legs up the wall. That's always nice. You can take a headstand. If you're going to take headstand, please don't kick, float into it. You can take forearm stand, handstand. Practice your inversion of choice. I'm going to stay right here, but you take 10 breaths and then whatever counter pose is appropriate. So another fish pose if you go into a shoulder stand, and a child's pose if you go into any of those more fiery inversions. And then once you've finished your inversion, take just a few breaths in that counter pose. And finally, lie on your back. Extend both legs long. Tuck your shoulders underneath you, palms up, and draw your right knee into your chest. And circle it a couple of times each direction. And reach your right heel towards the ceiling. Now, if you can straighten your leg, you can straighten your leg. If you can't straighten your leg, you might start to pull with a bent knee on the back of your calf, guiding it in towards your chest. You might reach for your foot. If you've got your foot, definitely straighten your leg. Start to bend at the elbows. And then on this last breath, lift the chest up. Maybe tap your forehead to your shin and release the chest. Keep your right knee in, bend it, spinal twist. If you're feeling like you can take this a little bit further, bend your left knee and reach for the top of your left foot with your right hand, adding in a quad stretch. Release. Come back to center. Take your right knee out to the side like a half frog and press your left hand into your left hip bone. It's a little manual stretch. Squeeze your right glute. You'll feel your hip elevate. Push the knee out to the side and then release. Extend your right leg long and draw your left knee in. A couple of circles in each direction. And then we'll begin to extend the leg. You can grab for the back of your hamstring, your calf, bent knee, or straight leg. On this last one, we'll lift the chest up. Try to tap your forehead to your shin. Push down through your right heel. Lower the chest. Keep your left knee hugging in. Take it across the body, spinal twist. Maybe you bend your right knee, grabbing your tail with your left hand. And then release. Come back to center. Keep your left knee bent. Extend your right leg long. Take your left knee out like a half frog pose. Heel directly under the knee. Squeeze your glute and press your knee out to the side. Push your right hip down for 3, 2, and release. Great. Extend both legs long. Reach your arms out by your sides. Tuck one shoulder beneath you at a time. Splay your feet. Take a deep inhale and squeeze every muscle in your body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let it go.
Again, inhale, squeeze all the tension. Let it go. One more time. Inhale, squeeze everything. Big sigh, let it go. Shavasana.
Begin to motivate your breath again. And take some gentle movements in your body. Stretch your arms back behind you. Take a full breath in and out. Roll onto either side. Come into the fetal position. And just pause to notice how you feel in this moment of self-study, svadhyaya. Clear. And I encourage you to keep practicing this discipline, tapas, showing up for meditation, for asana, pranayama. Keep doing it. Even when it seems like the last thing you want to do, keep showing up. The benefits are coming. But maybe they already have arrived. Practice and all is coming, as Patavi Joyce said. When you're ready, lift to a seat. Take your hands into your heart. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And may all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May our thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to that happiness for all. Om Shanti. Namaste.